welcome to the Taco Cast. I'm Crystal. I'm by my. I think I'm doing that too low. Let's try that again. Hi, welcome to the Taco Cast. I'm Crystal, and you're our audience. Will's not with us today. Our daughter has taken an impromptu vacation, and she'll be returning next week. And so hence Bill is currently wrangling the tiny one. So, I am by myself to entertain you. And I hope I'm looking at the right camera. He keeps telling me, yeah, look at that one. So that's what we're doing. Anyways, so today we are going to discuss current wildfires burning across the West Coast. For some of our international viewers, you may or may not be aware, but the United States is on fire, and we're currently in the middle of that. Specifically, there's some things we're going to discuss about problems that are arising because of that. As you may or may not be aware, there's been some strife regarding BLM, Black Lives Matter movement, and counter protests, and there are armed militias roaming the streets of the United States, searching for the specter of Antifa between every shadow and trash can that they can find. Now, of course, our country is on fire, and they've decided that Antifa is behind that as well. And it's leading to some problems. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but first and foremost, I want to let you know some things about air quality here. 376 on the air quality index, which is dangerous, bad, don't breathe it. And this can be difficult for people who are living in this environment, especially if you have children, because kids don't want to stay inside. Well, not all kids, some kids do. Our son straight dove out the dog door. Did not want to stay inside and play. He wanted to go outside and dance, and it smells like a campfire. He's been outside for 5 minutes. It's not good for you. Please come inside. Nope, right out the dog door again. So it's a constant struggle to keep the kid inside, and I understand that other parents are going to be going through that too. What are you going to do? You know, we have to be able to entertain our kids. They don't want to stay inside, and you want our kids to be active. And is your internet working? We're also having trouble with the internet, so you can't even let them watch TV. So, yeah, problems everywhere. Is Antifa setting the world on fire? No, it's not. Straight up not. There's a lot of rumors going around, again, because people, they like to tell each other stories. I've seen some of them myself. We have a local militia group here that, you know the guy who's talking about he's going out fishing and he caught this huge fish, and then his buddy's like, oh, you should have seen the fish I caught, and it gets bigger and bigger and more rainbowy, and finally he's pulling up a whole mermaid, and they got married and they had a bunch of little fish babies. It's kind of like that. I've seen it firsthand with our own local militia group here. Like, oh, I saw Antifa and I scared him away, and then it's like, oh, I saw him and I chased him 5 blocks, and oh, I saw him and I ran him out of town. The thing is that it's an escalating behavior. They have to keep one-upping each other. They have to keep escalating this. They have to keep being a bigger and bigger hero. Other behaviors that I've documented from our own local militia group is taking photographs of people's license plates, following people that they suspect to be Antifa, stalking people to their homes, their businesses, false reports of terrorist activity. It's straight up harassment. But anyways, this kind of behavior isn't just local. It's prevalent throughout these militias. Not all of them, but the ones that you're going to find who are, it's difficult to describe. It's a pattern of behavior, and you're going to recognize it when you see it. And it's basically, what's the best way to describe it? I'm a big hero, look at me. And you're going to see it right away, and you're going to recognize it. And and like calls to like. They're going to gather people around them who are like that, but it's that kind of escalating behavior that's causing issues. In this particular case, one of the issues it's causing is the stalking and harassment of journalists and just regular citizens. One group of armed men started a blockade in their town using heavy equipment per some of the residents, including a bulldozer. Yeah. So they parked a bulldozer on the road and were stopping people. Now keep in mind, this is an area that's evacuating because of fire, and they have a bulldozer parked across the road so they can look for Antifa. Yeah. One of the other ones that had happened was a journalist and their partner had gone to a city where they grew up in, or one of them had grown up in, and it was the same thing. They're interviewing residents, they're checking the area out, seeing what's going on. They're approached by a group of armed men who are heavily aggressive and tell them that it's time for them to leave, photographing them, taking down all their information. The problem then, like I said, this is escalating behavior, so then now they post this on their social media and their fellow militia members start wanting them to be executed. No one is stopping this. No one is stopping this behavior. It's dangerous, and it's something that I am significantly concerned about, especially with these fires going on. If you walk away from this video with nothing else, I want you to know that no one's going out burning the entirety of the West Coast. There's a couple of people that are going out and setting some fires on the West Coast. One of them was a gender reveal party in California. Yes, that's true. One of the fires has started because somebody decided to announce to the world what their kids' genitals are going to look like. I don't know why people are into that, but it's a thing, not just in the U.S. Apparently they do it in the U.K. too, and a couple of other countries. But the United States, we hold firm to our tradition of blowing things up to tell you what our children's genitals are going to look like. Yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy when you put it that way. It's a creepy practice. Let's stop doing it. Let's stop blowing things up. Anyway, yeah, gender reveal party. There was one case that's being investigated as a potential arson. See, where was that one at? I think that one is actually in Oregon. It's one of the things that spurred the militias to go around trying to murder their fellow citizens. So far, depending on what report you're looking and what you're defining as West Coast, I'm usually just Washington, Oregon, California. Some people, including Idaho and Montana. Some people are just like, this half of the United States. So it's difficult to get range. Currently, I believe there's 100 fires currently. Not 100% accurate on that. A couple of different news sources had different numbers. Those are going to be in the links. I don't know why I'm pointing. It's not like you can see my screen. But anyways, those links are going to be in the description there. So there's currently, roughly 100 fires along the West Coast. What's causing this? If it's not Antifa, what's causing it? Well, according to the EPA, and again, link will be in the description there, the overall temperatures for the West Coast have been increasing. Our average annual temperatures have been going up rather steadily. So we're just warmer and drier than we used to be. There's a lot. It's probably an issue that's got a lot of facets to it. Forest management. I am not an expert in forest management, so I'm not even going to begin to opine on how that should go. I'm going to leave that up to the experts. But if you don't have money, you don't have money, right? You can't send people out to clear out underbrush if you don't have any money to pay people to clear out underbrush. So let's see, we've got, downed power lines. One of the reasons listed from some of the experts had been downed power lines. We've had a lot of winds, they downed power lines, were really dry, started a lot of fires. Gender reveal party, one case of suspected arson. One of the things that they're suspecting has fueled this whole Antifa is coming panic is that there was a woman who was using a burn barrel in one of the areas. I where I grew up, we had those. It's not strange to me. I'm not from this area, so I don't know. Using a burn barrel isn't a weird thing to me. It's you put your stuff in it, and then once it's full, you set it on fire. It's but that I don't live everywhere. Well, so let's see. What else do we got here? Currently, as of the last one that I had checked, we've burned over 4 million acres in these fires. That's a lot. I can't even. Most people can't even comprehend what a million is. It's a ton of acreage. And some entire cities have been destroyed. People have lost their homes. There's a ton of devastation. We've lost 25 lives as of 2 days ago. The count has probably gone up. Here's the other reason why you can tell that it's not a coordinated attack from Antifa or whomever the hell it is that they think it is. We had this similar thing happen in 2017. Links will also be provided, including Montana. There were hundreds of thousands of acres burned that time. It wasn't as bad as this time, but it wasn't that long ago. It was literally just, 4 years ago? 3 years ago? It was 3 years ago, 2017. It was 3 years ago. We had another one the year before that, although I don't believe it was quite as bad. But it was only 3 years ago that we had similar issues. Things were closed down because of the smoke. Entire cities were evacuated. This isn't new for us. It's not as bad as it usually is, but it's not new. So, what can you do? Well, first off, don't block your roads with a bulldozer, especially not in cities that are burning. Holy hell, what a bad idea. But I'm guessing that you, good viewers, wouldn't do something like that. So here's my main advice: stay inside. That's the best thing. But you can't always. You gotta go get groceries. You have obligations. You gotta go to work. You cannot stay inside. So your typical ash particle is 2.5 microns across. It's not just the smoke that's bad. It's the particles in the air. It's the chemicals in the air. But it's also the particles, and all of that is going to get you. So the typical ash, 2.5 microns. So anything that will filter a TB, which is between 0.3 and 0.6 microns, any filter that will protect you from TB will protect you from ash particulates. It's not going to do anything about some of those gases that are also going to be bad. So if you're closer to fires, really your best bet is to leave if you can. If you're really close to where some of these fires are at, if you're able to evacuate, please do so, because it is going to be safer for your health. And also, there's a lot of people that stay behind when evacuation orders are given. I don't understand that. If you can leave, please do. If you need help, reach out. People we can get you help. There's people who can help you. Anyway, if you're able to, a face filter, something that will filter particulates. Again, if it says it works against TB, use it. You will be fine. I'm still kind of upset about the bulldozer thing. It's irritating me. And also, their filters in my house are not good enough to keep the smoke out. I think that's about it. We're going to cut this early. We're going to end this, and then I'm going to swap out with Will so he can do the editing. So I think we've just hit the main thing. Yeah, Antifa's not setting the world on fire. It's just really dry, and squirrels are stupid. Okay. Thank you for joining us, guys. Thank you for listening to me. Everybody, please stay safe. Thank you.